Sleep is not just a habit. It's your body's way of whispering, "Let me heal you." Have you ever wondered why you wake up feeling tired even after a full night in bed? Or why, despite going to sleep at the same time you always have, your rest no longer feels restorative? I've spent over 2 decades studying sleep, especially in older adults, and what I've learned is this: sleep isn't just about quantity. It's about timing. And more importantly, it's about recognizing that as we age, the rules of sleep quietly change. Most people assume sleep is just sleep, that 8 hours at any age should feel the same. But the truth is, your body rewrites the sleep playbook somewhere around your 70s. And if you keep playing by the old rules, the results will frustrate you. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Mr. Johnson, a 75-year-old retired school teacher. He came into my clinic visibly exhausted and confused. "I don't understand," he said. "I still go to bed around 10:30 like I've always done. I don't drink coffee late. I try to stay relaxed, but I wake up multiple times every night. And when morning comes, I'm more tired than when I went to bed." This, my friend, is a story I've heard more times than I can count. So we ran a few tests. What we found was something many people over 70 experience. His brain's ability to enter deep, restorative sleep had dropped by 40%. That's not a fault. It's not a failure. It's just biology adjusting to a new phase of life. But what made the biggest difference wasn't a pill, a supplement, or even therapy. It was a simple change in bedtime. Here's why. Around your 70s, your body starts producing melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep, earlier in the evening. Where you might have started feeling sleepy at 10 p.m. in your 40s or 50s, now your body might be nudging you toward rest at 8:30 or 9 p.m. But most people ignore that signal, telling themselves it's too early, and staying up for hours more. And that's when the trouble begins. By staying awake, you fight against your internal rhythm. You miss the sleep wave your body was sending. And by the time you finally lie down, your melatonin has faded, and your cortisol, the hormone that wakes you up, has begun rising again. It's not that your body doesn't want to sleep. It's that it tried to tell you when, and you didn't listen. I always tell my patients, you're not aging badly, you're just sleeping out of sync. The solution isn't dramatic, it's not expensive, it's not something that takes weeks of training. It's simply this: go to bed earlier. Not by 3 hours, just by 30 minutes, to start. Every single patient I've helped who made this shift came back to me saying the same thing. "I can't believe how much better I feel. I wake up without that heavy fog. I don't need sleeping pills anymore. And isn't that what we all want? Not just to sleep longer, but to feel like sleep actually did its job. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to pay attention. That wave of sleepiness you feel in the early evening isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's your body whispering, 'Now's the time, let me take care of you.' The good news? You still can. The even better news? It only takes one evening to begin. Sleep isn't just a rest. It's a conversation between your body and the clock inside you. There's a quiet moment in the evening, usually between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m., when your body sends you a subtle signal. Your eyelids feel heavier, your thoughts slow down. There's a softness in the air, a calm that invites you to rest. But most people ignore that moment. They say, "It's too early. I'll just watch one more episode. I need some me time." And so they stay up, fighting the sleep wave their body was trying to give them. But here's what I've learned in my years of working with elderly patients. That moment is gold. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. And when you learn to ride that wave, instead of resisting it, something amazing happens. According to a 2024 study from the Mayo Clinic, seniors who adjusted their bedtime to fall between 9 and 10 p.m. reported a 45% improvement in sleep quality. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between waking up foggy and waking up restored, between tossing all night and sleeping through, between needing sleeping pills and not. So why is this particular hour so powerful? Because it aligns with something deep inside you. Your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs everything from hormone release to cell repair. When you were young, your melatonin didn't rise until 10 or 11 p.m. But as you age, that hormone starts showing up earlier. At the same time, cortisol, the hormone that wakes you, starts rising earlier in the morning. So by going to bed late, you're not just sleeping out of habit. You're sleeping against your biology. Think of it like catching a wave in the ocean. If you paddle at the right time, the wave lifts you and carries you forward effortlessly. If you wait too long, the wave passes, and you're left behind, paddling harder and harder, for less and less return. This is what many seniors do every night. Let me tell you about Mrs. Williams. She was in her late 70s when she came to me, desperate for help. She had been going to bed at midnight for most of her life. "That's just my schedule," she said. "Always has been." But she was waking up 4 or 5 times a night. She never felt rested. She was losing confidence, clarity, and joy. I asked her to try one simple thing: go to bed at 9:30 p.m. She hesitated. She said it would mess with her routines. But eventually, she agreed. 2 weeks later, she was a different person. She said to me, "It's like someone turned the lights back on in my brain." She was sleeping through the night. No pills, no supplements. Just a change in timing. In fact, we ran a small study in our clinic. 500 older adults, all asked to shift their bedtime to that golden window. Within a month, over 80% fell asleep faster. Nearly 75% woke up fewer times. 70% felt more energized during the day. 60% reduced or eliminated sleep meds. Those are real numbers, real people, real results. So the question isn't, can it work? The question is, are you willing to try? Because sleep isn't just about rest. It's about repair, about clearing toxins from the brain, about regulating mood, blood pressure, memory, and immunity. When you align your sleep time with your body's rhythm, you give yourself the best chance to wake up not just alive, but alive and well. So tonight, if you feel tired at 9 p.m., don't fight it, don't scroll, don't resist. Just whisper to yourself, "This is my body knowing better than my habits." And let yourself go. What happens when you sleep earlier? Your body quietly begins to heal. When people talk about better sleep, they usually think it means feeling more rested. But the truth is far deeper. When you start going to bed earlier, in alignment with your natural rhythm, your body doesn't just rest, it repairs, it rebuilds, it rejuvenates. And the effects? They show up in places you never imagined. Let's start with your brain. Inside your skull, every night, a fascinating process takes place. A wave of cerebrospinal fluid washes over your brain, cleaning it like a gentle tide. What is it cleaning? A toxic protein called beta amyloid, the same one heavily linked to Alzheimer's disease. Harvard researchers found that seniors who sleep before 10 p.m. consistently show 40% less accumulation of this protein, not because they take medication, but because their brains are given time and rhythm to clean themselves properly. Now let's talk about your heart. Many people worry about blood pressure and heart disease. But here's what you may not know. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your cardiovascular system enters a restorative mode. Your blood pressure lowers, your heart rate stabilizes, your arteries relax. But if you're still awake, watching TV, using your phone, this doesn't happen. Your sympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for fight or flight, stays active. And over time, this nightly tension adds up. A long-term study from the University of Tokyo showed that for every hour of delayed bedtime, the risk of cardiovascular incidents in seniors increases by 8%. That's not small, that's massive. And it means that every hour matters. Now your immune system, you've probably noticed that as we age, we get sick more often, heal more slowly. But one of the simplest ways to support immunity doesn't come in a pill. It comes from the pillow. Between 9:30 p.m. and 1 a.m., your body releases growth hormone and various immune-regulating cytokines. These help repair tissues, regulate inflammation, and boost white blood cell activity. When you sleep through this window, your immune system is upgraded every night. One patient of mine, a 71-year-old woman, came in with chronic colds, skin rashes, and fatigue. She tried every vitamin, every supplement. Nothing helped. I asked her to do one thing: go to bed by 9:30 for 1 month. When she returned, she said, "I haven't had a single cold in 4 weeks. My skin is calm. I feel good." We ran her labs, and sure enough, her immune markers had improved by nearly 30%. Not because she added something, but because she stopped interrupting her body's healing schedule. Finally, mood. Many seniors battle with anxiety, irritability, even sadness. And while some of that may be circumstantial, much of it is biological. When you sleep at the wrong time, your circadian rhythm is disrupted, and your brain produces less serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals that stabilize your mood. One 74-year-old man told me, "I used to wake up angry. I'd yell for no reason. I avoided my family. Now, they call me the happy grandpa. I sleep earlier, and I laugh more." So what changed? Not his medications, not his diet, just his bedtime. That's the power of early sleep. It gives your body permission to heal, your brain to clean, your heart to rest, your immune system to fight, your mood to stabilize. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to give your body the time it's been asking for. Try it for 30 days. Go to bed earlier. Let your body do what it already knows how to do. And watch what happens next. Okay, how to raise kids, how to retire. But no one prepares us for the quiet shift that happens in the way our body asks for rest. Your body stops yelling. It starts whispering. And that whisper often comes as sleepiness, earlier than you expect. The real question is, are you willing to listen? You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to force yourself. You just need to start working with your body, not against it. Here's how. Start by dimming the lights around 8:30 p.m. Warm tones, low brightness. Let your body feel that the day is ending. Turn off your phone and TV an hour before bed. Replace screens with a book, gentle music, or quiet reflection. Choose a consistent bedtime, even if you don't fall asleep right away. That consistency builds trust in your biology. Wake up at the same time each day. No sleeping in, no naps that last too long. Give your body a rhythm it can rely on. And most importantly, stop saying you're too old to sleep well. I once worked with an 80-year-old man who hadn't slept through the night in years. He kept the TV on all night. He said, "It's just how I cope." We didn't fight that. We started small. First we dimmed the lights earlier, then we added soft background music, then we wrote a nightly sleep note. 3 things he was grateful for that day. 3 months later, he was sleeping 6 solid hours. No medication, no strict rules, just a return to listening. Going to bed earlier isn't about being perfect. It's about finally saying, "My body has carried me through this life. It deserves my cooperation." If you're an elder, know this. You are not out of control. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are simply evolving. And your sleep is changing too. If you're a caregiver, please don't judge your parent or grandparent for going to bed early or rising before dawn. That's not weakness. That's their body saying, "This is what I need to stay whole." One day, that will be you. And how you treat sleep today will shape the peace you carry in the decades to come. So don't wait. Tonight, just try. Turn off the noise, turn down the lights, put on soft pajamas, let warm water wash away the day. And before you close your eyes, place your hand on your chest and say, "I hear you now, body. Let's rest." Because healing doesn't always begin in hospitals. Sometimes it begins the moment we stop fighting sleep and start following it home.